Hello, friendo bindos. It's your boy, Colorblind Fox, bringing you some more Game Pass games to look at. Today, we're going to be checking out one of the most critically acclaimed games ever, which is Hades. It's made by Supergiant Games, the same people who brought you... what were the games that they brought you? Transistor. There was one that they did before that. Let's see. Supergiant Game. That had a very good narrator. Bastion is the one it was. Anyways, we're gonna hop right into it. You know, these Game Pass let's look at, I just show you kind of an initial 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay. This isn't the very beginning of it, but it's more of a roguelike. So what you do is you try and have a successful run which gets you from the very bottom of Hades all the way to the surface level, which is kind of your main story. But we are our main character here. One of the biggest gimmicks or notes, one of the biggest things to note on this game is you do get an assortment of weapons. So if you're a sword user, a spear user, shield, the bow's pretty good, the claws are fantastic. Just kind of the however you want your game style to be. So I think right now it's been about a week or more than a week. It's probably been about a month since I played. But last that time I was playing, I was using the spear, which is, it's a melee attack, but it does give you some range. So we'll try and start off with that. And what you'll do is you can kind of explore the hub area that we were from. Oh, look at that. We just beat an achievement.
Not all those of the Underworld are prone to ceaseless chatter quite like you.
I guess there was a little bit of backstory there. And what we get right here, we get an upgrade. So we will accept this. We get upgrades from the gods. Different gods will offer us different upgrades. Ares might be some kind of attack. There's Hermes or Hermes, which is more of a speed boost. All right, so we could do our attack inflicts doom. Our dash creates a blade rift where you started. And there are different rarities. These seem to all be basic. Doom's not bad, but I do kind of like this dash right here. So wherever we dash, there is blades that follow us. We could hit these pots right here. Hopefully they drop a little bit of money. But there are temporary upgrades that are just for the run, but there are also upgrades that you get that are more persistent. And I mean, most of you have probably already played Hades. If you haven't, I would absolutely give it a 10 out of 10 recommendation. It's a roguelike, so you are going to be doing multiple runs, trying to make your run stronger, get the run that gives you the best boost. Right there we get a little bit of money. If I recall correctly, sometimes there are gold pots in the area and that'll give us money. So here's our two options. We get options to get coins, which will let us buy stuff, or this would be a run upgrade. We would get an upgrade for this run that is associated with this god. Off the top of my head, I don't remember specifically what the run upgrades are. So we do get attacks there. As you're seeing, we're getting some backstab upgrades. So if you hit someone in the back, you do get a bonus damage. And also, anytime we attack, we do a stun, as long as we're not attacking the shield, which is nice, because you could keep people stunned, which they are not allowed to attack you. Now, the attacks that those guys were shooting, we're allowed to hit them and kind of deflect them. So this upgrade, let's see what it is. Artemis, goddess of the hunt. So attack is stronger. We do like that. Calls would be right triggers. Special would be Y. So your weapons do have a special attack. So right here we could throw our spear and then recall it, kind of like a boomerang almost. So if we really need to get some distance, we could do that. As far as rooms, once you clear a room, you usually get an option to leave the room. Sometimes you get multiple options, so that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a secondary door so we could decide which path we really want to go. I don't think I've ever beaten a run completely, because the final boss, as far as like when you first start, is a very strong boss. You're actually trying to fight your father. All right, so what do we have here? right, so we could hold X for a powerful spin, special, up to 200 base damage, minimum range reduced. Your special deals 50% damage with 50% critical. So we could do a shorter throw. 200% is a lot. Spend attack charges and recovers much faster. Sometimes rarity is nice because it lets you know what to choose. I'm just going to do this. See, it's not that bad of a range. Like, we still get a solid range. All right, so we're still stuck to one pathway. Some of these items that you're getting are good for the run, or they are good for upgrading your home living area. So there is a golden vase right there. That's what I wanted to see. I'm not getting the throws that I'm getting. I'm going to try and throw right there, see how much damage. So we didn't increase the throws by that much, at least the damage. The 200% might come in handy, but nothing that I'm probably going to really notice. We could strike a lot faster. And as you saw, we could hold the X, and if we want to spin, we can do the spin. So we get this free key right here. So we have two options at this point. We could, you know, just move on to the next room, which is just going right there. I mean, we're going to have to do that regardless. Or we could go here to the shop. We do have a little bit of money. We could get a random item offered by the Well of Sharon. One-time benefit. You deal 50% damage when striking undamaged foes. Now, this would only help us for 6 encounters. I'm just going to save our money for now because there are NPCs you'll run across who will give you pretty massive boosts if you have a solid amount of money. All right, so some of these guys had yellow health bars like that right there. That's a shield you must break before you can even stun them. All right, so we kind of lost out on the range there. Maybe if we hold our strike, we get a little bit of bonus there. All right, so we'll collect that. So here's what I was talking about, where we get one of two options. So we could go left for an upgrade, or we could spend some of our money. I don't think we have quite enough money yet. Right there, there's a little food. Sometimes there'll be food drops to restore your health. We do have a passive upgrade where we do restore some of our health between rooms regardless. All right, so right here, we're facing not a boss, but more of a mini boss right here. So typically there's a pretty solid upgrade after you defeat them. This boss's main gimmick is the little minions that they spawn out are points of not only damage, but sometimes their laser beams will connect to the main boss. So the more bases you have, little minions you have, the more laser beams that pop out. So right now we're just going to kind of slam as much as we can. We could kind of hold our X right here and then do a swing around. And that wasn't too bad. Depending on what weapon you have, like if you have a bow and arrow and you're firing a lot slower, that could be kind of rough. Oh, we do have Zeus right here. And there's a really good history of like Greek mythology and the gods, and because it's a whole family thing, you know, all the gods are brother, sister, uncle, niece, nephew. There is a pretty nice, let's see what we want to do. Cast would be B. Cast a burst of chain lightly that bounces between foes just before getting hit. A bolt strikes nearby foes. So I think that would overtake our current dash. Special causes a lightning bolt to strike nearby foes. So I think with the increased damage, we might just kind of want to go that path. We could kind of see if they did take over. So still base damage plus special, yeah. So it didn't overtake anything. But there are some nice interactions between all the gods. And sometimes you can choose one god's ability over the other, and then one gets salty because you didn't choose one. There's a lot of fun interaction like that. All right, now that we do have electric attacks, I might throw this a lot more just to give them a quick stun. It's not going to stun them for a long time, but it does kind of stun it long enough. Well, depending on if they have a shield or not. Those shields could be pretty rough. All right, and those little pots are throwing mines. I don't know if you've caught that or not. So it's kind of difficult to dodge that. I wish we would have got the path for like the risk versus reward system. And I think we might have the option for food between each floor as well. Okay, so this is a trial where you could have a bunch of enemies pop up for a reward. This would just be heals, but we have no need for a heal at all. Oh, 160. That might be good enough for an upgrade. I'm going to take it. Let's give it a shot because I don't think we need that pomegranate stuff. So yeah, our special is doing a lot more damage than it typically does because we did level it up. So you're not always guaranteed the same specials either. So you may adjust your combat based on the upgrades that you were given. I know I would very rarely do the spear throw, but because it does have multiple. Oh, so right now, that's where I was mistaken. This wasn't actually a shop. This was more of a get more coins. All right, and I think this is an ambrosia, which you could use to level up the relationship with some of the gods you run into, which could be helpful as well. So these yellow shielded guys, they're going to avoid a lot of our attacks or a lot of our stuns. So we want to, you know, spend a lot of our energy breaking the shield and avoid getting hit. Even though I did not take my own advice right there. All right, so that was nice and quick. Sweet. So little ambrosia, we got a heal right there. So we actually got all our health back, which is nice. That's a big thing right now as well, is trying to retain as much health as possible. Speaking of health, I believe this is a health upgrade as well. Once we defeat this room, we might get some run permanent upgrades as far as our health goes. It's so weird to say permanent and like temporary because there are things that are 6, 7 rooms, and then after those they disappear. Some stuff disappears between runs. There's some things that are completely permanent unless you clear your save file, you lose, or you get to keep. But yeah, the mythology here is very good. And I mean, there's a few games that do a lot of fun Greek mythology. There was one Ubisoft game that was very similar to Breath of the Wild that did a lot of Greek mythology. You know, that's an easy run right there. So we gain 25 health right there. What we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look for a health drop because I'm pretty certain we're supposed to get a health drop every room. It might be in some of these vases. Yeah, so right there, that's our health drop. So it's pretty easy to maintain a full health. And that's a second health upgrade. Is there any other path we could go? Does not appear so. So we're just going to maintain our health upgrade path, which is fine.
What is it now? Remain exactly where you are.
Okay. I don't think I want to remain exactly where I am. Okay, so we want to survive for 45 seconds. So this is actually pretty new to me. Very rarely, at least at the beginning of the game, does your father actually interfere with the rooms. Like he'll talk shit every now and then, but for the most part he remains silent. So this just may not even be finishing the room because there's a countdown, and yeah, the countdown's just saying we have to survive for 50 seconds. So I'm fighting a few of these people just to clear it out, but not something we really have to concern ourselves with too much. Got 2 seconds left, and we did survive. So I think that's the room right there. So that wasn't bad at all. Okay, so this is a fun room coming up right here. So we could go 2 paths. We have 2 paths. We could finally spend our money, or we could descend this and lose some of our health. Now you're saying, hey, why would you want to lose some of your health to go to the next room? This is more like a curse room. So if you've ever played Binding of Isaac, you might run into curse rooms where you could spend some of your health to get a strong upgrade. And that's exactly what we're doing. It is nice that we do get the health from the pots. Okay. Every time you use your special. So we're using our special a lot. Afterwards, we gain an extra bloodstone. Let's see. We could skip earning money for the next 4 encounters, but earn extra money afterwards. Or we could move slower, but afterwards gain more damage. And that's absolutely the path we're going to take. Yeah, speed, that is really slow. So that's a little rough. I wonder if the shop counts as an encounter. Be kind of funny if it does, because I am going to take that path. That seems like the coward's path. But we could actually buy everything here. We could talk to him as well. He doesn't really say much. We could also gift him that vial that we got, which would increase our relationship and make us a little bit better friends. And after you do so much, you get more. You would get better upgrades. So I'm actually going to buy both. I'm going to increase our health. And I'm going to buy this. I think it's an Aphrodite upgrade. It is. So cast is B. Your call. And after max life chambers, rewards are worth more. I mean, 30% more. Doing the math, I think that'd be an extra 6 or 7. I'm going to do cast. We have yet to upgrade our cast. I haven't really shown cast, but cast is just this little shot right here. So you get multiple shots and stuff. So we're going to go through here. We didn't even need to spend the money. Okay, so this is our first main boss. And this kind of sucks because we are slow. So there is Meg, and then they gave her special sisters that are very powerful. So it is... Oh, so we got to hit there. I'm trying to focus right now because it does become somewhat of a bullet hell, but also we're a little rough here. So we're gonna try and focus our attacks. I'm trying to use my special, even though that may not be the best use right now. But yeah, this is one of the main bosses. You know, big thing about her, she's quick and fast. Different. She does have different versions. So right now, she did teleport us. Makes it a little bit tougher. Oh shit! So she is really kicking our butt. This is, I would say, I believe she's one of the harder versions. There is one that's not as bad, where she just kind of chases you and is a little stupid. We could use our throw spear to keep our distance. That stun is real rough to deal with. All right, and we are in a similar room. We are losing kind of our space, so she could really get in there and knock us to shreds if she wants to. But if we just kind of keep our attacks up on her. We just got to keep moving. Even though we are very slow. Being slow also hurts on these fights. But we'll just keep slicing. You just got to outpower her. But yeah, that was a lot tougher than it had to be. But you know, that was one room, and we are so slow. It's so painful. I don't think there's any health things here either. No health vials. But we'll try and work our health back up. It's not a big loss.
So much for the fearsome furies.
All right, and we do have things right here where we can like heal and whatnot. So we'll take that. Yeah, we're almost full on health right there, which is nice. Right, there is a shop. Slay foes have 15% chance. That's only for 3. You deal 50% damage, dealing on striking foes. This is nice. This darkness, you could use this in the main world, so I'm going to use that. All right, your attack is stronger with critical. Oh, so you could sell some of the abilities that we gained to get some money back. But I do like everything we had there, so I'm not going to sell anything back. We're still so slow. All right, as you see, we're ascending with our ultimate goal to get to the top.
Now we're getting somewhere.
All right, so they're like, hey, this is the next area you're in. If you want to, you could take in the scenery.
This place has definitely seen better days or nights.
You know, obviously there is a distinctive style with this game, which is absolutely gorgeous. You know, like a mix between like some like really, you know, kind of kick-ass like 80s or 90s cartoon. But again, also with its own style. Like, your character seems like a 3D model that's cel-shaded, or just has a ton of detail on it. All right, and we're gonna try and use this spear throw to our advantage right now. Oh, that was a good hit on it. If we get in there, we can keep stunning it. Not a big deal. And then there's always about 2 to 3 waves. I want to say there's usually about 3 waves, but I could be, you know, completely lying to you guys. All right, and so the spear throw is good for single target enemies. All right, so I think that might have been 2 waves. And as they talk, they have so many lines. When foes are slain, they nearby foes inflict weak. So that would be as if we killed somebody, all the foes around him would be weaker. Damage foes, weak afflicting foes will also be more susceptible to damage. So we're just going to do this. So it kind of builds on itself. We had an Aphrodite update. Not sure what the main update was. We're going to take a quick browse for health. And we are still very slow. I'm going to go with the key here. Keys are usually really good. Doesn't affect us for this run, but it will affect us in the hub world. And you kind of get a sense for what's good in the main world, what's good for your run. All right, these guys kind of suck, especially with shields. All right, we're going to try and break the shields as fast as possible. Yeah, back and forth with the spear is more than enough to break a shield. The one downside with these guys is that there's just become so many of them. And those things are heat seeking as well. So we're going to use the spear's range to try and get multiple attacks. And so, yeah, as you can see, this is absolutely not the best play right now. And so I do think that the original curse that slowed us down, and we're like, oh, maybe the next room will count. That wasn't, that was the shop. The shop did not count as a room because we're still moving very slow. We're actually going to go to this next room, which is Hermes, which will hopefully, you know, speed us up. Definitely should get some kind of speed up regardless, because our curse should be done with, fingers crossed. The one thing about the lava right here, you could find out, you could be in the lava for a split second before it'll take damage. And I'm trying to use the spear throw a lot more than I'm used to, because that's kind of how the game, or this round, intends me to do it, just for the maximum amount of damage. And these green vial throwers are probably some of my least favorite enemies, just because they have a nasty tendency to attack you once they die. All right, so we are much faster. Our curse is done for, so we're moving at normal speed. We might actually get a little faster depending on what we're offered here. All right, so yeah, we could just move faster. Or we could hold cast of fire in rapid succession. Yeah, so we're just going to move faster. We are probably the fastest men alive. So we gain up to 25 gems. I'm not necessarily sold because I just want health. We could go shopping. Deal more damage to armor. Striking foes from behind. Not really my thing. We could do another Aphrodite, but sometimes the Zeus upgrades, just the chain lightning, are so good. And there are god-specific elements, as you would imagine. Zeus is absolutely a... Oh, we are frozen. Zeus is absolutely an electric upgrade. Aphrodite lets you charm foes and make them your own, make them friendlies. All right, we're definitely trying to get the best out of this Medusa head, because the one downside about Medusa right here is she could freeze us in place to stone. And she has this little buddy right here. So yeah, freeze us to stone, who likes to stomp down on the ground. And they make it for a nasty combo, especially if you get frozen and then get stomped. So we've taken more damage than we ought to. But it's more for like showing how this game works, getting you a sense for it. And normally I don't go spear throw because it is so costly unless you really invest in it. All right, is there any health here? All right. And what I'm going to do, since I do have this vial, I'm going to, you know, gift it.
Lord Zeus, Uncle, please.
It's an offering of gratitude, and sometimes it helps out. It does kind of build a relationship.
Lord Uncle Zeus.
So we got some kind of keepsake there. That's more for like lore purposes. Yeah, I think that's the first time we actually gave him something, which is nice.
This message.
All right, your call. All right, so jolted. So there are abilities that stack. So if we electrify someone, they are going to be jolted, which is cool. We might see that in play throwing our spear. So let's see what we have here. Should be some enemies around here. I don't know what we're missing right now. Oh, there they are. Yeah, so it does seem like to be doing a little more damage, a little more shock. Yeah, and then once we can get through that shield, we're just gonna use that to our advantage. And we have not been using our B attack at all, using this diamond. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it does do a wide range attack. And so there are different things. King Vermin, I don't know what that means. There's a bunch of lore related stuff that you could miss out on if you don't pay attention. All right, so do we want the ability to gain money? Okay, so I kind of briefly touched on this before, where you choose one god over the other, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here to show it off. Usually these kick my butt. We'll see if that kind of is the circumstance here. Also trying to look for any health, because there should be, yeah, at least one sandwich in there. So right here, we have the choice of choosing Aphrodite or the Ranger. Who do you choose? The thing is, whoever you choose, the other one's going to attack you with their special ability. So would I rather have Aphrodite attack me or the other? Or let's see, we'll choose this one. We'll let Aphrodite be mad at us. So your call, any damage deals, has a chance to be critical. We'll go for critical, why not? So Aphrodite is very mad at us. We are very fast and she will never get us. Actually, no, she is going to kick our butt. So there's this heart following us, as you can see, and if it touches us, I'm sure it'll really hurt. So we want to stay mobile, because there's nothing I could do to stop it. It's going to come no matter what. And then, so we've defeated that wave, and then there's going to be more waves. Promise you. Yep, there's that heart coming at us. Now, the one downside about the spear throw is we really did kill the range. So that's probably what's getting us the worst here. All right, so yeah, I'm so scared of that heart. I'm taking as much damage as I can. Okay, so yeah, that's the heart, and then it freezes us. So it did 15 damage, so not the worst. Okay, so now it's really getting us. So we want to get out of here. We want to clear space. And then really, oh, Jesus, that is very bad for us. It's okay. It's okay. We'll be fine. Yeah, just gotta compose yourself. We did get the last kill there. And then afterwards, you do get her ability as well. So there is a kind of a 2-for-1 right there, but it can be real bad. So we'll do a call. Calls are like super attacks that you do have to fight so much to unlock. We do have money, so we're gonna take this path. This is more of a coward's path. This is a coward's play, but sometimes you gotta play smart. And I for one did not project us, you know, winning on this run at all. Yeah, cool if we did. All right, so we have 227. Doing some math, we would need 150, so we would need 275 to get both of these. Do we? HP up is so good, but so is just an ability. So I'm gonna go with the ability. I'm not gonna be a coward. Dash strike deals more damage. Press A and then press X. I forgot that's a move as well. Effect deals damage. Okay, so we'll do break through the armor. I'm cool with breaking through the armor. Since we have the money, might as well buy that. I don't foresee this going for much longer. Especially if this is the next boss, because I know exactly who the boss is.
I see you grew your head.
Yeah, so this one gets pretty bad. So there's a Hydra, who, for the most part, is not bad. A lot of predictable attacks, a lot of dodgeable attacks. Especially if you have range, not a whole lot they could do. But what happens is there are a lot more Hydras that spawn, and the main one becomes invincible while it has friends left alive. So yeah, breaking through right here is just so good. All right, and so we did get the call ability. What the call ability is, it's kind of like a super strike for 4 or 5 seconds, so lets you bust through some enemies' heads pretty easily. And the call that we got actually comes through very quickly. And to build up a call, you just have to deal damage and be good. And I think, okay, so we did get all the side Hydras. And the reason I focused on all the side Hydras is because the center Hydra becomes invincible while there are other Hydras afoot. So we'll just kind of go for this guy until we see a shield. So now he's got, yeah, so he's got the shield going. So what'll happen is there'll be more Hydras that pop up. So there's even more than before. So usually the best course of action is to clear out some area for you. Kill as many Hydras as possible. We got 2 of those specials on it, which actually weakened it quite a bit, so that might be key. If you could get the 2 weaks on it and then just really crush it, yeah, that's probably the way to crush it. That's most likely the way to play. Just use all your abilities to your advantage and then really just crush it. Yeah, so I think we kind of sussed out a good ability here, is we're gonna make that one as weak as possible and then just really crush it. We're also very dead. So I do have the call here. Oh. So we did get destroyed. Now, one thing of note, we do have an ability that we leveled up, so we are impervious to death 1 time. Now, we are not impervious to death multiple times. So in all fairness, the Hydra did vanquish us, but we did get revived. And actually, I think I am incorrect. We actually have 2 spare lives, so we still have 1 more left.
Much better.
But it is kind of a bummer to have to use it at the Hydra, because it does get harder. Yeah, as hard as I feel it is right now, it does increase. I think one thing with that being, though, there is a difficulty. Yeah, so we could do a God mode, which would make us tougher, and when we die, it makes us even more tough. But we're going to kind of avoid that for now. Just know, if you're someone who does not want to, you know, struggle super hard, if you find more joy just by enjoying the game, you do have that opportunity. Both of Charon. Avoid that for now.
Bye, Asphodel.
So that was Asphodel. We're going to go up. It's going to be more of the Cloud City now, even though we're still technically part of the Underground.
Pleasant temperature.
Elysium.
Use the rod of fishing there.
And I mean, anyone who knows Greek mythology would probably know anything about Elysium, but
If I was permanently dead, maybe I wouldn't mind all this.
yeah, it's still part of the Underworld. We're trying to find our sandwich. All right, so yeah, so we get our 2 options here. we get these pomegranates or we get the hammer. So we're gonna go with the hammer real quick. All right, and so as is any new area, you have new enemies. And this guy's just gonna kind of run into this, but we're gonna try this out and see how fast we could kill this guy. Yeah, so that seemed fairly quick. And when we did the diamond attacks here, it does kind of absorb our diamonds until he dies. But it's not until he dies, because he'll absorb it for about 5 seconds and then completely lose it. All right, that was super easy. So we have our special, deals more damage to armor. More range, though, that could help us out. So all these are fantastic. Especially dealing with armor. See, that's very tempting. But so is just having more damage and range. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I really hate armor. Armor is just such an annoyance that I'm going to do that real quick. But I'll let you know, like, it could have went either way. There wasn't a clear winner in that point. Is that a table of sacrifice? No, it was not. So we're going to just keep going. Try and clear out a few more rooms that we could see kind of how these rooms take care of. And they did kind of add some traps here. So one thing to be worried about is arrows flying through the area. Now these guys, once you kill these warriors, they spawn these, I don't want to call them ghosts, but they call it like, they got like these little spirits. So if you don't kill their spirits, they will respawn. Which, you know, could be a bad time if they're almost like zombie characters who will just keep coming back for you. And one downside right now is we have not ran into a single armored enemy. So we have a shielded enemy here, which kind of sucks because trying to actually get through his shield is rough. All right, we'll get these pomegranates. So pomegranates are good once you actually have abilities, because it'll let you go from level 1 to level 2, which is usually just more damage, or your special causes a lightning bolt, which does more damage. So yeah, we'll do that. Any damage you deal has a chance to be a critical, and that's just up 1%. So we're gonna do that. So we could do a shop there. May want to take a look for. Did we get our health items already? May have already grabbed the health items. I didn't think we did, though. That's my concern. That's why I'm trying to check all the corners. Oh, maybe we did. I don't know. Yeah, we'll kind of keep going this path. I thought these were like the main level upgrades, but no. I forgot. Pomegranates are very good, especially if you like all your abilities. Or most of your abilities, because you could get some of them leveled up. Because you get a choice of what you want to level up. And it'll always just be, you know, more damage or longer status effect times, which are good. And you have these traps here that you could kind of blast off. Okay, so now we do have shielded enemies, which are nice. And that just instantly destroyed their shield in one hit, which was very sick. So we should not have much issues with shielded enemies right now at all. All right, your attack is stronger. I like that. Yeah, so we're just going to make our attack stronger. Absolutely. I get a little heal here. We do this treasure trove to get the last 18 or 17, 18 bits of health, but we're going to skip that. I don't feel like we have enough money to spend right now, so we're just going to kind of do the... I think this is a mini boss. Yeah, you could consider this guy a mini boss. Butterfly chamber. So these butterflies actually do suck. These butterflies are very rough. They their damage stacks extremely quickly. You might just be like, oh, it's just a butterfly. No, it is not just a butterfly. These butterflies are very rough. And he is spawning these little minions. I'm trying to get them taken care of before they add up too much. But we got rid of their shields fairly quickly, which is nice. But we want to get the main butterfly boss finished before anything else. So the main boss is done, so we're going to try and get rid of the friends, of course. Get the ghost taken care of. Oh, so we're fighting a guy with the shield. I was wondering why my attacks weren't hitting. I could barely tell what was going on. All right. Is that it? Okay, we got one guy left. There's an archer, but unfortunately for us, the AI kind of bugged out and was not attacking us, because sometimes those archers are very rough.
Sinister ball of butterflies.
All right, so we'll see what we got here. After Death Defiance, deal more damage. That encounter, just that encounter is not good. Blade Rift. Oh, this is so good. So after slaying a foe, your next attack, but it doesn't say for how long. Only your next single attack. So Blade Rift is good because anytime we do this kind of dash, it's going to draw enemies in and they're going to be chopped up. So we'll go for a little more health. Oh, and we were gracious enough to, you know, just get health without having to fight anything. And we got some health there, and we got full health. So that is nice. Anyways, I don't want this footage to go on for too long. I am having a blast. I would love to, you know, keep the run going, but I have respect for your time. And if you like this game, you're going to check it out. If you don't, you're not. Also, you can kind of examine these things and get more lore. Anyways, you guys are beautiful. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you.